are 10 reasons why I absolutely love living in Perth, and I personally feel it's one of the best places to settle down here in Australia. So let's go. Number 1 is the weather. So the weather in Perth is absolutely gorgeous year round. It's the sunniest of the capital cities in the world. We also enjoy on an average of 8 hours of sunshine every day year round, which is so great. I absolutely love to go out for walks or meet friends, have some picnics in the sun. So it's a great place to be. Number 2 is the beaches. The beaches here in Perth will spoil you so quickly with how gorgeous they are. They have the softest of sands and cleanest of waters. And regardless of if you want to go for swimming, diving, or just a walk along the beach, they're always fun. The best part about Western Australia is also that it has the longest coastline of any state in Australia, which is a bit more than 10,000 kilometers. So regardless of where you are in the state, you are never too far from a great beach. Number 3 is the parks. One thing that I absolutely love about living in Perth is how family friendly it is. And one of the biggest points for that would be how great our parks are. So the parks in Perth are really great, and almost every suburb has one of the great parks. It's a good spot for kids to have some fun and for adults to have some quality time too. The best one, of course, is the Kings Park in the city, which is also the largest inner city park in the world. Number 4 is the multicultural aspect of Perth. I really love how multicultural and culturally and linguistically diverse Perth is. You'll find people from all around the world. A recent article also mentioned that there are people from over 190 countries that live in Perth, and they overall speak more than 300 languages. How amazing is that? In our offices, in our cafes, I get to meet people from all around the world and get to understand their different cultures and traditions. And of course, the best part is food. As you all know, I'm a massive foodie. Perth has so many different options of food from all around the world. I'll leave a playlist of my Perth food recommendations up here if you want to check them out. Number 5, and this is a big one, a cheaper real estate. So although Perth prices have been significantly risen in the last few years, Perth still is one of the cheapest and most affordable places to live in Australia. If you compare Perth prices to Sydney, even in 2024, the median house price in Perth is almost half of that of Sydney. We recently bought a house last year, and I absolutely love that it was actually affordable to get a big house in Perth, which now is really hard in some other parts of the country. Number 6 is a relaxed lifestyle. So Perth has a really laid back and chill lifestyle. You'll not find people rushed here, and this is particularly true if you're coming from a different part of the world where it's busy and crowded. The moment you step out of Perth airport, you'll realize that there are fewer people on the roads. The traffic is much less and calmer, and people in general are a lot more friendly in Perth. Number 7 is its closeness to Asia or Europe. So if you are someone like me who has family in Asia, Europe, or even the US, Perth is probably the best place to live in Australia because the flights from Perth are the shortest to any of these places compared to if you are living in any other city in Australia, which is great. Even if you travel, let's say once a year, saving those 3, 4, or 5 hours makes a big difference to the travel fatigue. Number 8 is the road trips. So although Perth in itself is a beautiful city and the cityscape here is stunning, one of my favorite things about living in Perth is the amazing road trips that Western Australia has to offer. Regardless of how much time you have at hand, there's so many places that you can explore. Let's say if you just have a day, you can go visit Swan Valley or Pinnacles. If you have a weekend, Busselton and Margaret River is not too far away. And let's say if you have a longer time, then there is Esperance and Broome. Day trips in Western Australia are absolutely amazing. Number 9, following up from road trips, the best part of these road trips is Western Australia has absolutely zero tolls. Our roads don't have tolls anywhere in the state, which is absolutely amazing. And I was very pleasantly surprised when I moved from Sydney to Perth and this was so good because you don't realize how much the tolls can add up if you are traveling on toll roads every day or even once a week or once a month. So not having tolls here in Perth is a massive plus point. Number 10 is coffee. So coffee is so close to every Australian heart, and for the right reasons. We are so proud of how great the coffee here is, and Perth is no different. The coffee in Perth is absolutely phenomenal and it hits the spot every single time. So regardless of which suburb you live in, if you are in a city or in a small suburb, or you are north or south of the river, the coffee is great everywhere. So anytime that you are here in Perth, I highly recommend that you try a cafe or two. It will not disappoint. So these are my reasons why I love living in Perth, but it's not peaches and roses everywhere. So if you want to understand what are some of the cons of life in Perth, check out this video up next.